Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali in this incarnation. I am here today to talk about the new moon in Virgo that we are going to have on September 2nd. So, this is going to be given in the degree 11 with 4 minutes, and it is initiating a cycle of 6 months that is going to close in March of 2025 with a strong eclipse. And because we are very close of the first eclipse of this second season, 2024, this lunation could feel it. We could feel it more, and even the transits that we are going through this previous week, beyond that it is already active. So people that could have planets near this mathematical degree, 3 degrees before and after of Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius, they are going to feel it in a stronger way, the mutable signs. Other thing that is important with this lunation, it is that it is going to be given in a opposition with Saturn retrograde in the degree 16 of Pisces that awakens in November of 2024. And its regent, Mercury, it is in Leo, direct by the moment of the lunation. In fact, tomorrow Mercury is going to be direct, but remember the stationary thing that I explained in the video of the energies of the week. So it is gestating by the moment of the lunation its last square with Uranus in Taurus. Let's remember that the first one, we experimented it in July 21st. The second one was on August 18th. And this last one, it is like we are obtaining the whole information of a process that is related with something creative, with our talents, with our authenticity, with the relationship with children, also kids, or all of this together. It is about comprehending in a greater way the evolutionary purpose of the things that have been manifesting, the need of detachment, or the need of making new decisions in order to approach this process. Because if you remember the second square, it happened not only with Mercury retrograde, but also with plane squares between Mars and Jupiter and Gemini, with Saturn retrograde in Pisces, Venus participating, so a lot of tensions in the sky. And right now, it is like we have this energy of moving forward, of initiating, of putting the seed in this new cycle. And the energy of Virgo, it is about order, precisely, organization, discernment, selecting the steps to optimize a process in life and in whatever area we want to apply this. This is about putting attention to the detail, to put ourselves at the service of the soul, and in the end, at the service of the collective, because this is what is showing the axis Pisces Virgo. Virgo, it is also the process of improvement. It is the perfectioning process. That we can do when we correct something that is not working anymore, that is not contributing with our well-being or with our spiritual growth. But it is not perfection. Because pretending perfection, it is in reality the ego trying to protect itself in a mechanism of self-exigency or excessive criticism that is not allowing us to be what we are, that is human beings with its imperfections. So finally, this comes from a wound or an imbalance that creates the illusion of separation of love. The other polarity of this energy could be linked with disorder, precisely as, this rebellious state to that exigency that was experimented perhaps in childhood, or the rejection to observe what can be improved, the rejection to a healthy criticism. Disorder could be manifested also in the energetical level, in the emotional level, as a form of self-sabotage. I mean, if I am not perfect at this, then I am not going to do this. And the improvement is actually given in the practice when we start to do something and put our talents or our capacities or whatever thing we want to materialize in practice. So all this week, this is something that I mentioned yesterday, in the video of the energies of the week, we have activations with Neptune. And they are very important, and we are feeling them a lot because we are very close of the first eclipse, but they are telling experiences that are associated with that eclipse precisely, the first one of the season, because Neptune is going to be in conjunction with the moon. So these emotional waves that we could be experimented, that could be chaotic at times, are inviting us to listening to ourselves in a more profound way, because the soul wants to take us in paths, that require surrendering to what we don't know, and at the same time trusting in the process. So the opposition with Saturn in Pisces, it is asking us if the structures that we are building, that we are co-creating, are truly aligned with our soul. Saturn is also showing us through limitation, through restriction, is this energy of contraction that many times it is uncomfortable but necessary in order to create structures. So it is showing through this restriction what don't respond to that path of the soul, or the ways that we are approaching that path that are not belonging to it anymore. So it also shows the necessary boundary that we need to establish, whether it is in relationships or in whatever area of our lives, because this is going to depend in which area you have Virgo in your natal chart, in which area the lunation falls. But it is about identifying the loads that don't correspond to us anymore, so our energy can truly sustain with perseverance the structures that do contribute to our spiritual growth here on Earth, because this is the big purpose of Saturn in Pisces. And also Saturn could be this negative perception of ourselves, treating ourselves with harshness, the self-exigencies, not allowing ourselves to make mistakes, as a way of self-sabotage too, because in the end these create barriers that are preventing us from sustaining these loving constructions. This axis, Pisces Virgo, is also talking about the implications that could have the energy in our physical and mental health. Saturn rules the teeth, the skin, the bones, but also there could be other manifestations in the physical body that are affecting our health, that are indicating the decisions that we need to assume from this almic responsibility that we need to take. And it is not the same that assuming decisions from the concept of responsibility that many times it is distorted in society, because right now in this planetary ascension, the collective is pushed to understand the importance of the energy and our connection with the spiritual realm in order for the matter can operate as a medium and at the service of all of us. So at last, Mars in Gemini, by the moment of the lunation, it is going to be about to perfect the square with Neptune in Pisces. So this lunation is also calling us to establish a boundary to the confusion as a mechanism of protection, to not make decisions, to free ourselves from the illusions and the self-deceit, from the things that are not in the same frequency or vibration with our inner self, to really build the dreams that could be true. But along that process, we need to practice the detachment of expectations, to reveal ourselves, to discover ourselves, and learning at the same time to trust in the process of life. So, well, I wanted to comment this today. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.